my name is Tabitha and you're watching InterSTEM.
Hi, my name is Kiyo and I'm Tabitha's friend and you're watching InterSTEM.
Yes. So today's video is not going to be about STEM. I'm not interviewing Janet on anything. We're actually having a conversation because it's the first time we've seen each other in 2 years since we graduated from high school. We were classmates, and so I went to study in the States, Janet went to study in the UK, and now we're just like comparing notes on study abroad experiences. In STEM, Janet is not, or kind of in. I'm not sure where architecture falls.
Science stroke arts.
Yeah. Yeah, STEAM. Now that's
STEAM.
Yeah, she's in STEAM. And so we're gonna compare some notes. And we're gonna talk about our experiences. And if you have any questions, then you can leave them in the comment section, and Janet and I will answer them soon. Yeah.
We will answer them. We will.
Awesome. So let's talk about the gap year, like right after high school. What did you end up doing?
Where do you study?
Oh, where did I study? So after high school, I went to Strathmore University for 6 months. I was doing ACCA. And the reason I did it is because everyone else was doing it. It wasn't like anything special. I did it because I just, it was there to be done. I didn't think I optimized my gap year. I would have done something more useful to me, like programming, but at least it opened my eyes to the fact that I don't really like accounting. That's my gap year experience.
So after high school, my gap year started with me joining IFY, which is International Foundation Year, which is basically like a bridge towards from 844 system or any other system to like IGCSE system, which is easier to join, especially if you want to study in Europe or the UK mostly. You need to do that system because you have to do their exams so that you get into uni, if that makes sense. So I did in Brookhouse. I did it at Brookhouse, which is the only place that is offered in Kenya. I hope there'll be other places in the future. So I did math. I was in business school in Brookhouse, so I did math, economics and business. And I also did IT and research, which is helping me now actually, kind of, yeah. And then I proceeded to do architecture because, first of all, like, I really like architecture because when I was researching for what to do in uni, I had to like scrap off all the white collar jobs because I cannot stay in an office from 9 to 5. I just cannot. I feel like I have such an, what's it called? My personality is out there, and I need to move from one place to another for, So I opted to go with architecture because it has everything in one. It has like photography, it has creativity, it has art, it has a lot of things. So I decided to do architecture, and thank God I passed and I joined University of Salford in Manchester, UK, England. So yeah, experience.
Awesome. First of all, I'd like to make a disclaimer. If it's gonna go loud, it's because we're at a restaurant. We met for lunch and we decided to shoot this video because we're catching up and we're talking about some very important things. So excuse the background noise, but it makes for good background music. And it's construction going on around. So after my time at Strath, I went on to Wheaton College in Massachusetts, and to be honest, for me to join in September, it required me to do my SATs while I was in Form 4, or like way before the start of 2018. So what that meant is I did my SATs the same time I was doing my KCSE, and my advice to anyone who wants to study abroad and go to school like the following year is to plan ahead, do your SATs way in advance, and if possible do them 2 or 3 times, because I ended up doing them at the same time as KCSE, and that led to weird results, but weird enough to get me into a school, but not the school of my choice. Also, another pointer I have on like getting to school in Stato is that it's very important that you do the research on the type of schools that you want to land in. Not all schools in the United States are the same. Like the schools that are very small in size, the schools that are in remote areas. Remote is not really a bad thing, but it's not for everyone. And then the schools that have very limited courses within a major. So if you understand the type of experience that you're looking for, if you're super outgoing and you want to be in different places at once, then probably a school like a school that's in a suburb is not for you. You know, you probably need the city life and all the hype that comes with it.
That's actually
the
same for like the UK. Like despite the school might be great and all, but where it's located is also key, because you might go to a school, you're doing your education and all, you're getting an education, but you need to balance it out with your social life as well. Like if you go to like a suburb, because it's part of growing, it's part of the growth that you get in studying abroad. So if you get a good school, but it's not, let's say you're an outgoing person, I'd recommend you go to London, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, you know. But if you're like you're more cool, you're more reserved, you can go to Kent. I'm gonna comment on I've forgotten the cities, but just make sure you check on the location your university is in, because it really contributes a lot to what you will gain after your whole university experience. So yeah, Manchester is a good city for me. Let me not lie, like the first thing I was looking at is the city, then the university. So I was like, I want to go to Manchester, so I'm looking at Manchester, then I look at the University of Manchester, because I know myself and my personality. If you take me to like a suburb or a reserved area, I will not survive. I might survive, yes, but it won't be like, my whole being won't come out. Like I won't gain as much as I would have compared to where I am right now. So yeah, location is key also.
That's true. And then also, I would suggest that you check for like school requirements. So like I said, after Form 4, I applied to a bunch of schools in the States. To be honest, I applied to like 18 schools and I got accepted into 5. So why I applied to so many is because the more you apply, the higher your chances of getting into one of them. Some were really hard to get into, some were fairly easy to get into, some offered more money than others, some didn't. And on that note, I'll say if you haven't watched my video for scholarships open to African women in STEM, please check it out. So my point was, check for the requirements of the school and plan accordingly. There are people who do things like community service or extracurricular activities just for a university application, and to be honest, it shows. So if you're planning on getting into like a super competitive school and get like a merit-based scholarship, I think it's wise for you to note that in advance, like maybe 3-4 years before you actually plan to get into that institution, and then you work on your whatever you're doing. If you really need awesome grades, it's probably best to study for even 2 years to take the requirement test, because lack of preparation could mean lack of admission. So check for the requirements of the school and plan accordingly is what I would say for that. Do you have anything to add for that?
Yeah, definitely. Like maybe if you realize like mid into your gap year that you want to study in the UK, and Brookhouse usually like it has a limit, like past, like if you're joining like in March, probably you wouldn't get in, because you have to know you're going to join, because you know we have a lot of things to do, like in terms of the syllabus, so you're going to be left behind. So another option, you can go and do IFY in the UK. You can go and do it there, like what uni. Now the bad thing about that thing is you have to like know which uni you want to go to, so that you can go and do a foundation year for that uni. But the thing is with that, you can go do that and you can also join another uni of your choice. So you have a lot of options. You can go do the foundation year in the UK, but the bad thing with that, I don't know if it's a bad thing or it's a good thing, that depending on you, it's slightly more expensive than doing it in Kenya. You know, so, and there's no scholarship for IFI, I don't think so. I'm not sure about that, but I don't think so. Another option is there's something called Into Manchester. So it's not a foundation year program, it's like a college-ish program where you can do it before you join uni. So you have a lot of options. Like if you've not gone to Brookhouse or you've not gotten a chance to go to do a foundation year, there's still another chance for you to join a university. In the UK, in Canada, in Spain, there's so it's not just England. You can join basically the whole of Europe. So yeah. What else do I need to say?
I think you've said enough on that subject. Maybe you could switch into a different question. We've talked about how to get into some of these places. Let's talk about life there.
Life there. Okay.
Let's talk about some of the expectations that we had versus some of the realities we found.
Right. Okay.
You can start.
I can start.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is gonna be a long conversation. Okay. So I expected when I landed, I'm going to have some form of let's just say full independence. Like it's just gonna be me and the world and all, and life of the party. Go to uni and get the grades, But it's not grandly different, Like when you actually get there, it's different because there's so many things that you need to do before you actually start living. If that makes sense, you have to. Some people had to register with the police, and because if you're applying for uni and you're told you have to register with the police, then you have to do so. But that's usually rare cases. But you have to do a lot of things. You have to get your BRP and all, settle everything, settle your healthcare. These things that you didn't know existed. I didn't know existed. I didn't even know if I had health insurance. Until you go to the UK. I had an idea, of course, but I didn't know how to actually do it. So when you go to the UK, you become an adult, kind of. Even though you're not an adult, in your age, you become one mentally. You have to do a lot of things by yourself, especially if you don't have family there. I do not have family there in the UK. I don't have family there, so it was just basically me. And I had to do, I had to grow up fast enough before anything happens. So another thing you really need to balance between your social life and your education, because that will cost you a lot if there's an imbalance, mostly to the social life. If there's an imbalance towards social versus education, it costs you because you might go down on your grades, and there's a certain point when the uni sees you're failing too much, they'll be like, we need to send you back to where you came from.
Do you guys have academic probation in your school?
Yeah, we do have. We have probations and we have receipts. The uni is actually very, very, what do you call it? Considerate. Maybe you fail this exam, they give you a receipt. Then if you fail the receipt, they give you a retake. And after the retake, now if you fail the retake again, now they start asking questions like, what are you doing, But that's a long time for you to actually get and pull yourself together. So you actually need to plan, and don't worry, you don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. You have to make mistakes along the way, but that's how you learn. So yeah.
So I think you've touched on a lot of the things that I would talk about. And then I went for a summer program before I went to uni. And this guy who was in uni at the time said, you never get to balance between your sleep, your education, and your social life. It's never a perfect...
it can be perfect sleep, perfect grades, and perfect social life.
Yeah, something has to be imbalanced at some point. But what college is about is learning how to keep it at a level where you can make it through.
Yeah. For you, what is your percentage? Is it grades, sleep, social life, or is it social life, grades, sleep?
Because of my upbringing and because I did get a scholarship based on my grades to go into the school I was in, my grades definitely took first priority. And then after grades came social life. And my social life wouldn't be it's not like your average movie party every weekend. Yeah, you got
now that's just movies, man.
Yeah, I mean, it gets expensive entirely. But the point is, I would travel a lot. I would explore the city very often. I put something in front of you.
Don't edit it, that's fine. Why do you guys spend still here?
So,
Forget us editing it.
moving on. Yeah, I would always try and make sure that I'm exploring something new in the city, trying out new food, meeting new people. I would attend different churches with like people of different nationalities. Or just like visit new places. To be honest, that's what my social life used to be. And so my sleep was like the smallest percentage.
So for me,
yeah,
it's not because of my upbringing, it's because of circumstances. Like I do architecture, so when we entered uni, the first thing our lecturer told us is like, architects do not sleep. And I thought they were just bluffing and they're like, whatever man. But it's actually true. So my sleep is like, sometimes I couldn't sleep. I would not sleep, not because I wanted not to sleep, but just because I had to. I had submissions to meet. So I wouldn't sleep like for 24 hours straight, and then you sleep for like, I don't know, 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my schedule, like my clock is the other way around. It's not normal basically. So my education is here, my sleep, my social life is here, and my sleep is non-existent. So yeah,
your sleep is when you have a chance, basically.
When you have a chance, it's like it's not a priority, you know. Yeah. So
and then I think you'll also learn that sleep isn't necessarily for the bed. Sometimes sleep is for...
You can sleep in the studio.
Sometimes sleep is for when people are quiet. Or like when you have a minute. You just close your eyes and you just... You know, if you find a couch somewhere in like this, in your class or in the center you're in, just go there, nap.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
We don't sleep, we nap.
Nap. I kind of forgotten what I was talking about. Balancing expectations versus realities. Another thing
before you continue, I forgot to talk about scholarships. If you want scholarships in Brook House to go to like the UK or Europe, you can. There's partly scholarship. That's the word. There's full-time scholarship and there's self-sponsorship. I think the salad has something about
it's like slippery, yeah? Yeah, it has to be.
So, yeah. So the self-sponsorship, you know what that means. It's like you're catering for yourself. The part scholarship, it might be like part and full-time. No, it really depends. Like if your grades are really high there, you can get a full-time. It really depends on your sponsor. You can also get scholarships based on sports, music, blah blah blah. Talent. So the thing is that you have to keep up with your grades in your sports. Like if you got a sports sponsorship for swimming, you have to keep swimming as well as you do your schoolwork. So it comes with its own challenges. So
That's true.
Yeah, and you apply for scholarships. It's easy to get them, and it can be hard to get them as well. So hard work pays, I guess. And if you're lucky, pray hard.
So I think just one more expectation versus reality
Your
thing
tuna
that
is really tempting.
you can just have the last one.
Okay.
One of the last things that I would say about expectations versus reality is that I get a lot of questions about racism, and before I traveled to the States, I thought that all these things that I saw on the media, things like you're walking on the street and the policeman stops you, do something of the sort. I thought that was really going to affect me, but it actually didn't. It kind of depends on where you are. If you're in a high crime city, and also like the diversity of your city and of your school and their exposure. So some of these cases are kidogo isolated, I would say, but it really depends. People are not as, I feel
racist.
as some people made them believe. Honestly, I thought I was walking into a danger zone, but people are genuinely nice. It's just some unfortunate circumstances that come about. And then the last expectation versus the reality is food looks good but it doesn't taste good. Legit. You'll have fufu that's like chicken that's the size
I know.
of this. You know, this is like a piece. But it tastes very flat, you know? So not everything is what it looks like from the outside. I think that would be my expectation versus reality. Oh, and finally, professor-student relationships are very different. I feel like my professors are genuinely caring and wanted me to succeed, and so they would extend the hours of outreach. I could contact them more often if I had issues, and I could also like talk to my classmates. I feel like the education system was set to help you succeed. What happens after is a different story, but genuinely I feel like it's set to help you succeed and become the best person or professional that you're trying to be.
So for me, about racism in England, to be specific, is really subtle. You wouldn't notice like it was racist, but it's a rare occurrence, but it does happen sometimes. But it's really subtle. It's not like someone will come and be like, "You black monkey, whatever." You know, it doesn't happen like that. But it's really subtle. Like you can be, I'm just trying to think of an example. You can be in the queue, and when you get like you're maybe on the queue to like a restaurant or something, because most restaurants there you don't eat then you pay then you eat. So when you queue, like maybe the tender there, are they called the what? The server won't make eye contact with you, but she will or he will make eye contact with the next person who's probably not black or not Asian. So I mean, if you're keen, you will notice, but it's really subtle. What else did you speak about?
Food.
Okay, yeah, food is. I remember I had to carry soko. 2 packets of soko gali because man, when I went there and I was asking them for, you have maize flour? They were like, what? You're like, corn? I'm like, no, maize. They're like, corn? I'm like, no, maize. And then I had to show them a picture of like the maize, and they said corn, and then I bought the corn flour. Then when I went to like cocoa gali, I was so disappointed, man. So I had to carry my own flour. I mean, food is just a struggle, basically.
Yeah, I remember
a struggle. Yeah.
I survived on sandwiches for I think 3 weeks because I was like, what am I eating? So I had to like make sandwiches. And then my final victory moment was when I got all the spices I needed to make pilau. Man.
I'm so sorry, guys, because one nail is missing from this finger.
Which finger, Janet?
This one. and two are missing from this. Like, if you're a girl, you know the struggles. Like, if the nail lasts for long. So please don't judge me for that. Anyway, you were saying?
Oh, no. Just pilau was my victory. Yeah, and I shared it with my roommates who are Kamsa American. They enjoyed it. So
the thing is with that, like for me personally, I feel like the food goes bad really quickly. So like for me, I'm used to buying like oranges, but then I don't eat all the oranges today. There's for today, for tomorrow, for the next. It's like for a whole week. Mm-hmm. But the oranges in Tesco, which is like the supermarket, they go bad like after 2 days. So how am I supposed to eat 15 oranges in 2 days? Tell me, that's a waste of money. So I keep buying. I don't know. So I just buy an apple a day. But that's tiresome because sometimes I don't eat fruits or just food. And also takeout is a drug. Like if you start, you cannot stop. You stop once you get broke. And I swear, okay, I'm not supposed to swear. And I tell you the truth that food is the most expensive thing. Like you think money goes on clothes or anything, it's food. If you take out every day, first of all, you'll grow fat. Second of all, I'm a living experience. You'll grow fat and you'll become so unhealthy. So I just advise you guys to start practice healthy eating diets.
Yeah.
Eating foods so that when you go there, you would have a lot of trouble. Yeah, I think that's it.
And I think in the States, buying groceries is actually very expensive. So here's a trick I learned in my first year. You can shop from the cafeteria. Like, just go and get those salads of theirs, treat them as your vegetables, put them in like a takeaway container, and just go cook them. Because you paid to eat in the cafeteria if you're on a meal plan like that. So, shop in the cafeteria, go cook your food in your dorm or whatever you are. Just find the cheapest way to
live.
survive.
Yeah, to survive. I mean,
Yeah.
you need the money. Like, you might have the pocket money, or you might be working and you have the money to spend on takeout and going out, but please save, because one day, one time you'll need it, and your parents or your guardians or your sponsors will not give you the money for free.
Yeah.
You will need it. And one thing I realized after my first year of year one, I used to go out like a lot. Like, and there you pay for club entrances, the drinks are expensive. So if you kind of calculate the amount of money you spend per annum, it's quite a lot. You can save that and go for like an international trip to like Cuba, Bali, France. Yeah, please save up. It's more and it's better if you travel than just going for one night and leaving. It's better if you go to another place. It's better.
Yeah.
It's
Plus,
so much better.
if you go out with friends, it's like, I think, more affordable for you guys to panga, and you buy things that you can consume in someone's room. Just work a music, make a simulated going out experience so you don't have to spend as much money every time. And I think going out sometimes is more about the company and the social interactions than it is what you consume. So if you could rearrange your priorities, then you'll be able to go long term. Oh yeah, finally, I think we'll wind this video up. I talk about jobs.
Oh yeah.
How do you make extra money on the side? I think I'll start really quick. So I know for international students in the US, there's like a certain number of hours you can work a week for close to minimum wage, which is maybe 11 or $11.5 an hour. So if you're working for a certain number of hours and then you get $11.5 per hour, then you're able to make some ends meet. Like, it's an addition to your pocket money. I don't think it can actually pay for your school fees, but it's
unless
it's
for
good to top
international
up.
students, you have like, there's a maximum amount of hours you're supposed to work.
Yeah.
For the UK, you have 20 hours maximum per week during 10%.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just keep going.
Okay. During term time. Okay. In the UK, England, which is the UK basically, it's 20 hours max per week during term time. So if you want to make extra cash, which you can't make during term time, like during summer or winter holidays, which is like, you can work now like a regular UK citizen because it's not during term time. So that's when it comes in. If you're not going to go home immediately, you close school so that you can make extra cash, for yourself. You don't want to be always asking for your parents, nipe.
Yeah.
I feel like the financial independence is really important. Then you don't have to keep asking for permission because you'll be like, yo, I'm not borrowing any of your money.
Let me just go.
But it also counts, like, even in the future, you're building a future for yourself. So in the UK, 20 marks during term time. And sometimes when you go to employers, like during summertime, which is not some term time, they might be a bit chongumu. They'd be like, oh, you're an international student, we know you, 20 hours max. Then you'll be like, nah, I know my rights. 20 hours max during term time. So also you need to build your confidence. You need to know what's good for you. Don't always be a goodie. Don't always like take in what you're given. You also need to set boundaries.
Yeah. So finally, you can always work part-time. You can sell things. You can make and sell things. You can be a research assistant, by the way. Build your education as well as help out. And
Types of jobs.
yeah, Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of avenues to make money. So this video is like hitting the 33 minutes thing, and I know you guys,
Yeah, that's a lot of
yeah,
time.
you guys have stuff to do. So we're just gonna wind up and say thank you for watching this. I think we'll do a part 2 soon.
Yeah,
When I come
part
to visit you, Janet, tutafanya part 2.
For sure.
Yeah.
Part 2.
But if you have any other questions,
Part 3 and part 4.
Tabitha, hey, we'll make it like a series. So until next time.
It was nice being in your vlog. It was my first time vlogging or being in any YouTube video. I'll say
You did well.
thank you.
So tell our viewers goodbye.
Bye viewers. Bye Tabitha viewers.
Bye.
You've been good.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, this is my chance to shine. So feel free to click on the comments below. Subscribe, like, comment,
Share
share.
all the nice things that other YouTubers say that I've never said. It applies
STEM
today.
and STEAM.
Yeah, STEM STEAM.
Yeah.
Yes.